Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling a topic that gets whispered about a lot, often misunderstood too, but it really deserves a clear, evidence-based look. We're diving deep into premature ejaculation, or PE. It's common, sure, but it causes a lot of anxiety for many men. Yeah, so our mission today, cut through all that noise and confusion, maybe ease some of that anxiety. We want to give you a really crystal clear understanding. We've gathered a whole stack of sources you shared, medical studies, lifestyle guides, the lot. And we're here to give you that shortcut, get you well informed without the overwhelm. Expect some aha moments as we define PE, really unpack its multifaceted causes. And then, crucially, explore the solutions, from simple behavioral stuff right up to getting professional support.
And what's really crucial to grasp right at the start is just how common this is. PE is genuinely one of the most frequent sexual health concerns for men globally. But despite that, like you said, it's often overlooked or maybe dismissed. And that just makes those feelings worse, doesn't it? The frustration, disappointment, maybe embarrassment. So this deep dive, it's not just about the mechanics. It's about understanding how tackling PE can lift that emotional weight. It can empower individuals and, yeah, their relationships too.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So let's start right at the beginning. What exactly is premature ejaculation? I mean, how do the sources define it?
Well, looking through the material, it consistently comes down to ejaculation happening sooner than you or your partner would like.
Yeah.
Often, like within a minute or two of penetration. Sometimes even before intercourse really starts.
Yeah, that timing is key. And it's important to make that distinction you mentioned,
Right, between occasional early ejaculation.
which happens to pretty much everyone now and then, totally normal.
Exactly, and the recurring instances, that consistent pattern that causes genuine distress. That's when it signals something that, maybe needs a closer look. Attention.
Yeah, that distinction feels really important.
It is, because nailing down the definition is like the essential first step. You need to know what you're dealing with. Without that clear understanding, it's easy to get tangled up in self-blame or just vague worry.
Right.
So knowing what PE actually is helps demystify it, makes it less scary, and it gives you a clear path forward if you're looking for solutions. It shifts things from shame to, well, strategy.
Okay, strategy. I like that.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets really interesting, I think. PE is rarely just one thing, is it? The research keeps pointing to this complex interplay. Psychological stuff, emotional factors, physical things, it's all mixed together. So to really get it, we need to look beyond the obvious symptom. We're going to explore three main categories of causes the sources highlight: psychological, hormonal, neurochemical, and neurobiological.
Makes sense. A multifaceted problem needs a multifaceted look.
Exactly. So let's jump into the mind first. Psychological factors. It's kind of fascinating, isn't it? How much our emotional state affects something so physical, so intimate.
Definitely. And performance anxiety is a huge one here.
Right. You're in the moment, and suddenly your mind just starts racing, worrying about expectations,
Yeah.
fearing failure.
Yeah, all that internal chatter. And ironically, that anxiety can actually ramp up your arousal levels really quickly.
Which shortens your control. It's like a cruel twist.
Precisely. It creates this self-fulfilling loop. Anxiety, anticipation, premature response, then more anxiety next time. Really frustrating.
And it's not just individual anxiety, is it? The sources also mention relationship issues.
Oh, absolutely. Conflict, emotional distance, maybe just poor communication. All that stuff creates tension. And that tension doesn't just vanish when you get intimate, it affects performance.
Makes sense. And then there's the deeper stuff too, like psychological trauma.
Yes. Past experiences, maybe sexual abuse or other significant emotional wounds, they can leave these unconscious triggers, things that surface during intimacy and, yeah, can provoke a premature response without you even realizing why.
Wow. So these mental and emotional factors,
Yeah.
they're often overlooked?
Very often, yes. But tackling them, it's frequently the most critical first step if you want lasting improvement. The mind is incredibly powerful. If it's overloaded, stressed, anxious, it disrupts the whole flow of intimacy.
So addressing the psychological side isn't just about feeling better mentally.
No, it's fundamental to regaining that sense of control, that confidence during sex.
Okay, that's really clear. So the mind sets the stage. But what about the body itself? We tend to separate mind and body, but here they're totally linked.
Inextricably linked, yeah. Your internal chemistry hormones, neurotransmitters, plays a massive role.
Right. So thinking about the brain's chemistry, neurotransmitters are like messengers. Yeah.
Exactly. Chemical messengers sending signals.
And one really important one for PE is serotonin. I know it affects mood, but
Right, most people know it for mood. But the research is clear. It's also crucial for delaying ejaculation. So if your serotonin levels are low, or maybe not working quite right, control becomes much harder.
Interesting. And then there are broader hormonal imbalances too.
Yes. Things like low testosterone or even thyroid problems. These can disrupt your body's overall hormonal balance and that knock-on effect. Reduced stamina, increased risk of PE.
So recognizing these physical factors, these chemical imbalances.
It can make any solution you try way more effective. It really highlights that body-mind connection you mentioned.
It's not just in your head.
And it's not just in your body either, it's the interplay. Ignoring one side just limits how well any approach will work. Realizing that can be a big aha moment for people.
Yeah, I can see that. And sometimes the roots go even deeper, don't they? More fundamental biology. Neurobiological factors are called.
Right. And this is where things like genetic predisposition come in.
So some men are just wired differently, more sensitive from the start.
Essentially, yes. The experts agree that inherited traits can influence the ejaculatory reflex. So for some, it's not purely about willpower or technique, and knowing that can actually be a huge relief. Takes away some blame.
I bet. And what about the nervous system's response?
Yeah, that's key too. Think of it like having an accelerator and a brake for arousal. The sympathetic nervous system is the accelerator, speeding things up. The parasympathetic is the brake, slowing down, sustaining.
Okay.
Well, if your accelerator is kind of stuck on high or the whole system is just hypersensitive, those arousal signals get sent way too fast. Makes control much, much harder.
So this biological piece,
Yeah.
understanding it is important because...
Because it means self-blame is just pointless. It should be replaced with knowledge. And practical solutions. Understanding that some aspects might be, somewhat hardwired is liberating. It shifts the focus away from feeling like a personal failure towards strategies that actually work with your body's unique setup, not against it.
Right. Okay. So we've unpacked the causes, psychological, chemical, biological, complex stuff. So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Well, understanding these causes opens the door to a whole range of strategies, proven ones. And often, a multi-pronged approach, hitting it from different angles, works best.
Definitely. There isn't usually one single magic bullet.
So let's dive into solutions, starting with behavioral techniques, things you can actually do.
Good place to start. These are practical, non-invasive.
Like the start-stop technique. That sounds straightforward.
It is, conceptually. During sex, you pause stimulation right before you feel you're about to ejaculate. Let the arousal level drop a bit, then start again.
And over time.
Over time, it helps retrain your body's conditioned response. You learn to recognize the signs and manage them. Builds control.
Okay. And the squeeze technique. Similar idea.
Similar goal, slightly different method. You or your partner applies firm but gentle pressure, usually at the base or tip of the penis, just for a few seconds to reduce that immediate urge to climax. It also builds awareness and confidence.
Got it. And Kegels. Pelvic floor exercises. I hear about those for various things.
They're relevant here too. Strengthening those pelvic floor muscles gives you better muscular control over ejaculation. Plus, it improves overall sexual function. But yeah, consistency is absolutely vital with Kegels. You have to stick with them.
Right. So these techniques, they're about active training.
Exactly. So that's what's so empowering. You're actively training your own body. You learn to read the signals, manage arousal. It puts the control back in your hands, quite literally sometimes. It's self-mastery through awareness and intentional action.
Love that. Active engagement, not passive waiting. But as we established, the mind is often a big player, maybe even the biggest obstacle.
For sure. Which is why psychological interventions are so important.
Like CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yeah, CBT is really effective here. It helps you identify those negative thought patterns, the feels about performance we talked about, and then it helps you challenge and change them. This directly impacts performance anxiety and boosts satisfaction.
And besides formal therapy, what about things like mindfulness?
Hugely beneficial. Mindfulness, relaxation techniques. Think deep breathing, meditation, progressive muscle relaxation. These practices lower your baseline stress levels. They help keep your mind and body calmer during intimacy. Less panic, more presence.
So these mental strategies, they go right to the root of the anxiety.
Precisely. They're not just surface fixes. They help build genuine confidence. They reduce that immense pressure that often makes PE worse. You're retraining your brain's reaction to intimacy, not just your body's physical response.
Okay, makes total sense. But what if behavioral techniques and psychological work aren't quite cutting it alone?
That happens. And that's when medical options can offer really valuable support.
The sources mention things like topical anesthetics,
Hmm.
numbing creams or sprays,
Right. They work simply by reducing sensitivity on the penis slightly. Buys you more time.
and SSRIs. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Those are antidepressants, aren't they?
They are. But a known side effect for some is delayed ejaculation. So certain SSRIs can be prescribed specifically for PE because they increase serotonin activity, which, as we discussed, helps with control.
Interesting. And often combining treatments is best.
Yes, that's a key takeaway. Combined therapy, maybe an SSRI plus behavioral techniques, often yields the best, most sustainable results.
The sources also brought up supplements, specifically mentioning testosterone boosters like Heleo's Testo Forte.
They did. The idea there is supporting foundational aspects of male sexual health, things like endurance, energy levels, overall vitality.
So how does something like Testo Forte fit in specifically?
Well, the connection highlighted is that by supporting healthy testosterone levels, it can aid libido, energy, and critically blood flow. Good blood flow is essential for erections, obviously. So by supporting these underlying factors, it contributes to overall sexual vitality. And interestingly, the sources noted it can also help protect against ED, erectile dysfunction.
Ah, so it's kind of addressing multiple aspects of male sexual health.
Exactly. It's more of a holistic support for the systems involved, working alongside potentially more direct PE treatments if needed.
Right, holistic. That brings us nicely to everyday habits, lifestyle stuff. Because understanding PE also means realizing these daily choices are powerful tools too, right?
Absolutely. Don't underestimate the power of lifestyle. Let's talk home remedies and strategies.
Okay, first up, diet. Does what you eat really make a difference here?
Surprisingly, yes. Certain nutrients are key. Zinc, for example, found in nuts, lean meats, shellfish. Zinc supports testosterone production and sperm health, can enhance stamina.
And magnesium.
Also important. In spinach, almonds, bananas, magnesium helps with muscle relaxation and stress reduction, both helpful for control.
Okay, diet. What about herbal remedies? The sources mentioned a few.
Yeah, some traditional herbs show promise. Ashwagandha is a big one. It's an adaptogen, helps your body handle stress. Less stress and anxiety often means better performance.
Makes sense. Maca root.
Known for improving endurance, energy, and libido. Again, supporting those foundational elements.
And ginkgo biloba.
That one's more about blood circulation. Better blood flow can potentially improve sensitivity awareness and control.
So, things to add. What about things to avoid?
Good point. Reducing alcohol and tobacco is often recommended. Both can negatively impact blood flow and stamina, potentially making PE worse.
And exercise. Always comes back to exercise.
It often does. Regular physical activity improves hormone regulation, boosts confidence, enhances mood, all beneficial for sexual performance and control.
So looking at all these lifestyle factors.
It reinforces that holistic view, doesn't it? These are natural, accessible ways to improve control and just general well-being. They often work beautifully alongside other strategies, creating a really solid foundation in your body that supports sexual health from all angles. It's about building resilience for lasting change.
Definitely. Okay, let's unpack one last crucial piece, and it might be one of the most important, actually. The power of connection and professional support.
Absolutely critical. Don't try to handle this in isolation.
So first, communication and education, talking about it.
Yes. The research is so clear on this. Open dialogue with your partner. It builds trust. It reduces that awful pressure. It strengthens emotional intimacy, which is huge.
And just general sexual education, learning more.
It boosts confidence for both partners,
Right.
understanding bodies, techniques. It just leads to a better, more fulfilling experience all around.
Okay, communication is key. But what if you've tried things, you're talking, and it's still a persistent issue?
That's when seeking professional help is absolutely the right move. Don't hesitate.
Consulting healthcare providers,
Mm-hmm.
urologists, maybe sex therapists.
Exactly. They can properly diagnose if there are any underlying physical conditions. They can offer really tailored advice.
And create customized treatment plans.
Yes, because it's not one size fits all. A professional can recommend the right mix for you: therapy, maybe medication, specific behavioral strategies, or a combination, tailored to your unique situation.
It feels important to emphasize that seeking help
Is a sign of strength, not weakness. Seriously. It shows you're committed to your health, your well-being, your relationship. It can genuinely pave the way to a much healthier, much more satisfying, intimate life. Nobody should feel they have to struggle with this alone, not when there are effective resources out there.
So, wrapping this all up, what does this deep dive really mean for you?
Well, I think the core message is that understanding premature ejaculation means looking at the whole picture. holistically, considering the emotional side, the biological factors, relationship dynamics. It's all interconnected.
Right. It's rarely just one simple thing.
And just understanding that complexity is empowering in itself, isn't it? By addressing the causes thoughtfully, by applying these proven techniques we've discussed, and maybe considering natural supports like Heleo's Testo Forte for that foundational health, men can absolutely regain control, regain confidence in their sexual health. We really hope this deep dive has brought some clarity, maybe some encouragement, and definitely a clearer path forward for anyone listening. And perhaps leaves you with this question to ponder. Given this wide range, this intricate web of interconnected causes and solutions for PE, how might a deeper understanding of your own unique body and mind? How might that unlock even more profound shifts? Shifts in your overall well-being, your confidence, maybe extending far beyond just sexual health, something to think about?